So where standeth the lie boat? Well, there's many things that have been revealed about Brett. This is probably one of those smaller things. I didn't even notice this detail, but it's worth getting into. And I want to stress, very beginning, I've done research into many topics, including psychology. So where standeth the lie boat? Well, there's many things that have been revealed about Brett. This is probably one of those smaller things. I didn't even notice this detail, but it's worth getting into. And I want to stress, very beginning, I've done research into many topics, including psychology. However, I am not professional licensed psychologist at this point. This is purely opinion and speculative in terms of why does Brett, Tommy Scoville, keep going back to P. Diddy? Well, the obvious reason is the money, right? I've covered this in other videos. I don't want to repeat myself or feel like I'm grifting you guys, but the basic gist in the older videos is that the channel views for the P. Diddy things were pretty strong. It varied. It jumped around 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, sometimes 10,000, which for a channel of that size, back then it was well over 25,000, like pretty clear 26,000, probably closing in on 30,000. And he's had a massive drop after his ex-girlfriend, alleged ex-girlfriend, Marissa, played a long audio file where he bragged about conning women and all kinds of criminal activities and just being an overall kind of scumbag. So Brett, aka Tommy Scoville, has been lying for months and months to his own subscribers and followers, saying that oh, it was not edited properly. He looks worse than he really is. Yada yada. He really did deny the contents. He did admit saying, yeah, I said some pretty terrible things, but we're gonna move on. And he just stayed away from the P Diddy material for months and months. But now the P Diddy trial is here, and he's deciding to get back into the commentary. And guess what? At least some of the subscribers who are left behind are gonna give him another chance, and they're eating it up. It's not at where he was before. So good or bad, and again, I don't want to brag here, but it's clear that me, Knife Order, Unrelatable, Reese, Subreddit, you go through the list. I'm gonna have to give credit to Marilyn. I don't like Marilyn. I have to give her credit. And collectively, other people's streams of justice. SOJ did a really great video. Sam, After the Bars. The list goes on and on. But collectively, we have, I think, have an impact of showing that the guy you want to be around. It's a lie boat. Stay away from the lie boat. And thousands apparently agree and are keeping their distance or lurking in secret and only watching the videos here and there. But the P Diddy material apparently is at least a big enough hit. Again, not the same numbers, but 1 to 2,000 for where he's at is pretty respectable. So the question is, why is he doing this? Especially given the nature of his own crimes, which included an underage victim and literally crimes that are equivalent to P Diddy. So let me just give a little more context with the P. Diddy trial. I'm not going to do the full thing here. I just want to give enough context. So essentially, Ventura, one of his ex-lovers, is testifying, and it's more explicit. We're getting more details about the settlement she had with P. Diddy because she came forward, and she could prove this because there's a hotel tape verifying her claims that P. Diddy was very, very toxic for years and years and years. So what is going on? Why would Brett be treating a subject so close to his own criminality? Well, now we have some clues if you were paying attention to all the Brettologies and all his, well, evil. And again, I am not, I stress, not licensed professional. This is just my educated opinion based on my own reading of psychological literature. So when he was locked up, apparently he was diagnosed and he was considered, and again, this terminology is out of date now, it's changed. It's called psychosexual deviant personality disorder. However, it is now more widely considered paraphilic disorder. And there we go. And one of the key features is a kind of really intense fantasies around, and again, it's not just people, but inanimate objects, animals, children, and or non-consenting adults. And it's, yes, of course, it is about whatever, the act, but it is also about suffering and humiliation for the person and or partner. And there's also some other characteristics. Again, I'll be more explicit for panel members because obviously it's YouTube. I got to be careful. But the behaviors include flouristicism, frotteuristic disorder, I don't know what that is, and masochism as well, and fetishistic disorder, so on and so forth. So clearly, P. Diddy fits this a lot, right? So he had these, again, technically they're allegations, but now we're getting really stunning amounts of evidence. So I think we can say safely these things did happen. He had these weird, massive parties. And this is something that just reoccurs in the testimony and other accounts that, yes, of course, it is about his pleasure, but he just seemed to like hitting people, humiliating them, dominating them. And again, you can see that clearly in the hotel video. There's now a larger version. And I wondered about this for a long time. Apparently, yes, security did come to him. Because you're wondering, how in the world is he doing this? Are people not seeing this? And the answer is yes. He tried to bribe the security guard who came in to check on him. They did cover it up, so that's not good. But on the security guy, he's like, no, I'm not going to take the bribe. So he tried to actively cover up what happened in the hotel. But this has been a thing with P. Diddy, even in the late 90s, right? Even before all these victims came out, this was a fact. So this I don't need to say alleged. He had a full-out fight with some music producer because he got really angry, which sounds ironic, I know it's hard to believe. He was portrayed in a certain way in a music video. I'll even say what the video, it's a Nas video. I remember this video. I don't remember them changing it, but I do remember P. Diddy being in that video. It's like, oh yeah, they did a certain thing. So anyway, he got really upset. He just beat the guy up. And it was so explicit, he couldn't get out of it, so he had to admit, yeah, I did it. So this guy just does seem to have a recurrent pattern of these fantasies and being very violent. And we're talking about P. Diddy. Now let's switch to Brett. So it seems what's happening is Brett can kind of have it both ways. So on camera, he's like, oh God, P. Diddy, the evil, oh, all the evil, all the women and the children. But inside, he's like, interesting stuff, interesting stuff. So it's kind of like a double grift, right? So he's grifting, just covering these P. Diddy crimes when it's like, bro, you literally committed some of these P. Diddy crimes. It's just pure hypocrisy. But from another angle, it's not hypocrisy. He can live through the fantasies through these P. Diddy accounts. So of course, like I think like most, the vast majority of normal people, they're kind of horrified and shocked at the level of violence and coercion and just the insanity of what P. Diddy was doing for decades. And yeah, we knew a little bit here and there. He clearly was mildly very violent over time, but I don't think anybody even could guess how coercive the guy was in private. But in any case, so I think most people, normal people, are horrified. That may not be really his real attitude. It could be inside. He's like, good stuff. Interesting, interesting. So for him, he's not really horrified at all. This is all very pleasurable. To a certain extent, he's addicted to this stuff. So yeah, so it seems like, in one sense, he's actually not guilty of hypocrisy. The hypocrisy is him condemning P. Diddy. Clearly, he doesn't really believe that. I mean, obviously, we know his private thoughts and emotions, which the Long Con video revealed. He has a lot of admiration for criminality. He likes being a criminal. He went through the whole intricacies of the con and being a long con and how you trick all these people. And one section there is really revealing and ties into the P. Diddy thing that he went into a lot of detail saying, and Marissa, good on her, did challenge him. She was like, wait, why so many women? Why the women? Oh, the women, see, the women, they feel humiliated. They're not going to talk. They're just going to go away. The men, they may get angry. They may fight back. And, I'm a coward. I don't want to fight with a man. So he is outright admitting that he deliberately goes after women. Now, to be fair, all age groups, he doesn't discriminate because they're women. Whereas men may push back, and he's scared about that. He says, no, I don't want to do that. He has done it, though. He has had male victims, too. So let's not get it twisted. And that is true of P. Diddy, right? His victims range. Not just men, it's not just women. He has all kinds of victims. So to be fair to Brett for at least 1 minute, yes, most of his victims have been women. But he will con anyone, but he prefers to con, dominate, coerce women. That's a specialty, right? So again, I'm not an expert here, so I got to be very careful just giving my own speculative opinion, because with P. Diddy, he does seem to go back and forth, right? Whether you like it or not, it does seem like there's no real preference for humiliating women. What he did with Ventura is disturbing on many levels. I agree with the condemnations, but that's a little distorted. There just doesn't seem to be a preference with him. Boy, girl, man, woman, he doesn't care. If you're just around him, he wants to dominate you, and he'll try to humiliate you. There's even this weird thing. It is real, guys. This is a real concert. He was like touching Jay-Z in a weird way, and 50 Cent noticed because he was on stage and like, what are you doing? He tried to get away from P. Diddy. So this is a guy who cannot control himself around anyone. He will full-on victimize you if you're just in his vicinity. Brett is a little bit more specific. He will target women more than men. Make of that what you will. I guess is there a more precise pathology about this preference for victimizing women over just someone who just likes to dominate all kinds of people? I don't know. You make of it what you will, but there clearly is something wrong with these people mentally. Whether they should be given leniency or not, again, I am not giving an argument. I'm just saying, you want to have some leniency or not. But if you don't, at least we want to understand where it comes from. And so apparently it is rooted in some pathologies that even comes in as early as puberty. So make of that what you will. Is P. Diddy a Brett? In a way, yes, but in a way, no. And is Brett a Diddy himself? Kind of yes, kind of no. And there we are. But there definitely is a massive disturbing overlap between Diddy and Brett and their shared, obsessions with humiliating, conning people, and then blaming what they themselves did on others and trying to get away with it, and just blaming everything on, oh, there's just hatred, oh, there's hatred online, oh my, the Me Too. Yeah, this is a very big pattern that these people kind of share together. So it seems, in my opinion, not professional opinion, just my opinion. Thank you for listening. So I kind of did the legal commentary with the other video, so I don't want to just repeat myself. I was trying to go a little bit further for you guys, but let me just give the basics. So Marilyn is leaking an email where apparently, because Reese, okay, let me start at the beginning. Reese apparently implied that Marilyn is threatening her or is a violent threat. Now, being honest, I don't really think that's true because Marilyn's not a threat to anything. She's not a threat to, wet noodles or whatever. But that is the story. Marilyn got mad, so she's leaking emails between them and saying, I welcome a case. I'll destroy you in the court of law, etc., 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 etc. Now, Marilyn has a very notorious reputation for leaking things. So you never share anything private with her. It's not going to stay private. It never has. It never will. So I don't think Reese was very naive in giving the response she gave. So you think to yourself, what is Reese up to? What is she up to? So one option is easy money. It could really be that Reese does want Marilyn to do the lawsuit and she's going to win. So let me try some truth or two. Again, I don't really care about Marilyn in terms of her losing or winning. I'm just laying out the basic facts because nobody wants to do that in SBTV land. It goes like this. This is not a criminal case. All Reese has to show is she felt threatened and sell the story to a jury and a judge, right? The level of evidence for a civil case is much lower, right? It has to be enough evidence, enough reasons for the jury or whoever to believe you. It's not a criminal case, right? It doesn't have to be that same level of evidence. So the standards are a little bit more loose. So can Reese sell the jury that, oh, she's messing with FTG, those people have convicts, they have questionable pasts, and Marilyn's their friend, she's the ringleader. Can she paint that picture and make it plausible for a judge and jury? The answer is yes. It's not whether I like it or not whether I think Reese is a good person. She's not. She's a propagandist. She's a liar. She's a manipulator. And I can provide receipts, unlike, Marilyn, who does fake receipts. I've got a big receipt. I'm going to give this to channel members first. So she's definitely not trustworthy. But that's the question. Again, I'm not saying she's a super genius, but she's way more intelligent than Marilyn. She's no Lex Luthor. So again, one possibility is easy money. She's going to win the lawsuit, yada, yada. But again, Reese does make a lot of mistakes. So number two is it is a gamble. It's a gamble. She's bluffing. She doesn't want to go to court. Now, I would assume the obvious, but again, maybe she made a catastrophic mistake. I would assume the obvious that Marissa has gone hardcore through her documents and has destroyed tons of things, tons of photos, tons of emails, anything that could possibly make her look bad. It is gone. It is gone. So if they ever go to a court, she's not worried. Now, Reese does make mistakes. So maybe she got really, really lazy when they go to court. Marilyn can find enough things, right, on her side, not Marilyn's side, but Marissa's side, to discredit her in front of a judge and jury, right? That is also possible. Those are two strong possibilities. I lean more on Marissa has, in fact, been destroying a lot of documents. The paper shredder has been in overdrive, right? So, and again, I'm not going to get into Knife Hoarder and his fantasies and not really good criticism, but for weeks and weeks, and this is again, we've had a recent spat, whatever, but I did challenge him on a few things, whether people want to believe me or not. And one of the things is he kept going on about, oh, I don't think Marissa has a lawyer. Why would you not think she has a lawyer? Your own videos keep stating over and over again she's secretly grifting tons and tons of money and pretending to be poorer than she is. I have no doubt she has a lawyer. I have no doubt, even if she does not have a lawyer, she can easily get a lawyer. According to Knife Hoarder's own estimates, she has between what, $100,000 to $200,000. So, but Knife Hoarder's like, oh, I don't think she has a lawyer. Why would she not have a lawyer? That's just dumb. Like, I don't even know why. It's just bizarre. They're in La La Land. You can say many things about Marissa, but does she have enough wealth to afford a lawyer easily? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. So I don't understand what these people are playing. It seems like they think that Reese, because she lies about, 90% of the time, she doesn't lie about everything. And so to me, it seems she's deliberately baiting Marilyn to do these things. But why? And Marilyn being dumb, like the big fat ugly hog who, it's, and again, I don't do this with most people, but she really is that stereotype. Like she's literally doing the thing where she's the dumb big bull and Reese is the matador and is poking the bull. The matador's not scared. The bull's going to go where the bull's going to go for the show. So it could be just milking for content. She's laughing at Marilyn. She's falling for the trap. It's the end of the story. Or it really could be she's going to cleverly use this to bait Marilyn into a lawsuit and get a lot of other people in trouble, like Knife Hoarder and Aaron, Goot, and a lot of other people, and really decimate them. And she can pretend saying, well, I don't mean to do anything. I mean, we just did stuff on Discovery. I just discovered all these weird things. I just play innocent and get like tons of information that's very compromising on all these people. I think that's a little bit too conspiratorial, but that's not beyond reason. And so she's really trying to get information now, which she can legally, legitimately, whereas now, she has to be restricted with YouTube. You have to be careful. You can't just access information whenever you please. There are rules. But if they go to court, she can start requesting information, and that cannot be denied. Like Aaron and Marilyn have a very long relationship. Now Marilyn hooked up with FTG. So it could be this is just a Trojan horse, and Marilyn's falling for it because, she's dumb. So I don't know. Or it could just be a final possibility. It could just be she's just messing with Marilyn. Marilyn's just like this big pet doll that she likes to, basically throw against the wall or something. She's just a plaything. She doesn't take Marilyn seriously. Like there is no evidence Reese is worried at all. She's not worried about Marilyn. This is just a sport entertainment for her. So I can't understand why Marilyn can't see through this. Maybe she thinks she will build her Tano or reputation if at least she does a pretend fight. I don't think Marissa's going to do that. I don't think this is going to be a pretend fight, guys. If they really keep escalating this, it's going to be a real fight, and Marissa's going to win. There's no doubt in my mind. She's going to clean Marilyn's clock. It seems to me the obvious conclusion is, yeah, Marissa's been calling around, getting her ducks in a row, in case Marilyn is going to be dumb enough to keep challenging her. And the word is out that Marilyn has a lot of victims. Quite a lot of victims. They've already told their story. I've gone through a little bit of it. So she's just getting the ducks in a row. And the dumbass bull is running for the matador, and the matador, I'm totally ready for you. So I guess the puzzle for me is the Marissa side, because Marilyn is just a robot. Just plug the button, right? Push the button, she's gonna do what she's gonna do. So she's on automatic pilot. Like mentally manipulating her is not hard. She's just not very intelligent. But I guess I don't know. If it really is just about the money and the clicks and entertainment and content, I mean it is working. I mean the video expose of Marilyn almost has 10,000 viewers. She doesn't make her money through YouTube, right? She's not me. She doesn't need the YouTube income. I do. But I guess it could be a way of her now have a steady flow of income and content through the channel, and Marilyn is, going to provide that. Because yeah, I mean, listen, it does add up. If you keep getting 10,000 views per video, that's going to add up. But I don't know. It just seems like this is a lot of effort on Marissa's part because really, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe she's just bored and said, okay, fine, we're going to have a fight. Because it just doesn't add up. She could make way more money, be way more successful using the time by herself rather than suing Marilyn. But again, no, maybe she just got bored and said, okay, fine, we want to fight, we're going to fight. But the odds are heavily stacked. I mean, heavily stacked in Marissa's favor. So I have no clue what Marilyn is going to pull. Well, she's got some really devastating things she's hidden, which I don't think she has. It's going to be a very short fight. It'll be very amusing. So I know Marilyn is so arrogant, and she stuck herself on a limb. I'm sure she's going to be a coward and pull back, but hey, who knows? Maybe she'll be dumb enough to commit to the whole thing, and she'll just be shown to be the liar and pathological moron as she is. And that's what she wants, because I don't see how she's going to win the lawsuit. I just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And again, I don't like Marissa. I don't like what she's up to, but anyone with a brain is going to be, yeah, she's going to win. She's going to win easily any lawsuit that happens. She's going to win so easily. People will be stunned. Marilyn just wasted everyone's time. But hey, live and learn. You live and learn. Okay, let me back up. And I know, I'm trying to hold you guys hostage. We'll get into the CIA Mossad gesture conspiracies in a moment. It's so crazy with Fleece the Reese, Marissa Grimace. But let me begin with tonality of this commentary. I will be drawing on pseudo-medieval lore and language. and I'm outright stealing this from someone else. I forget his exact name. He did something so funny. Let me explain the situation. So there's this really stupid YouTuber, Shadversity. So Shad used to do really bad sword stuff, and that was not that great either. But anyway, now more recently, he's gone full pro-fascist grifter, just doing endless videos hating Brie Larson, the MCU, strong women's, and women need to shut up in the kitchen. I'm not joking. He's using that language. But his channel is suffering. There's two channels. His main channel, which has over 1 million people, but also Night's Watch, where he does his moronic, pro-reactionary, often grifter videos, blatantly lying, and then lying about his lying. Caught red-handed, just lying about people and lying about it. But he's suffering. So he used to run with some other guys. One of them was like, okay, she wasn't too crazy. But this other guy, I thought that was his son, Nathanis. So he's had to get rid of his staff because he can't afford them anymore. So this guy did a really funny thing about, because Shad does, he literally dresses up in medieval armor and coats, and the bro is gone. So anyway, he did a funny thing. And now pass on to you, Nathanius, all titles and heirs. You are now the laird of your own channel. I will support you, but I must protect the main cat. It was so hilarious. So hilarious. So I'm stealing a little bit from that. So let's get to the main thing where, similar thing, apparently the title has passed on. The lairdship of internet Reddit land has passed. Let me explain. There was once a subreddit called Unrelatable Reese, and it was pretty funny. They were exposing Reese, Relatable Reese. I don't even know how to describe her. I guess you can't say she's an ex-Scientologist because she's saying I'm using Scientology. So she's not really ex-Scientologist. She was in the Scientology cult. She was forced out, and now she's doing her own weird online grift. And that is not the only Reddit devoted to her, but there's quite a few Reddit posts on her. So anyway, it's hilarious. But there was a recent internal commotion within the communities, which I'm partly a part of. Let me get it out of the way because people are so polarized about this thing. But Knife Order, who's doing a series of funny videos making fun of Reese. Well, this is his version. He had a Nazi past of racism and gang violence and drug addiction, but he cleaned up. But he's still very proud of the tattoos. And this is not me clipping. This is not me misstating. I saw the video. This is the video. Reese played the video. She didn't distort the video. Where Tom, that is Knife Order. I know it's confusing. My fictional name online. Guys, that's not my real name. So yes, my name is Thomas. His name is probably Tom or Coms or whatever. So anyway, Tom Knife Order admitted he was a bully and he's proud of his tattoos. So that created a lot of polarization. And for a momentary time, the kingdom of the Unrelatable Reese subreddit was closed because they didn't like the fascism. And of course, Knife Order, being the manly man he was, started crying medieval tears, saying, "How dare thee? How dare thee? I am a knight of my own armor. How dare thee?" And made vile accusations that they're PDs, they're extreme woke pro-trans people, whatever. And, oh, you're acting very cultish, shutting down the subreddit because they were making fun of him. And FTG. And to be fair to both sides, FTG and Unrelatable Reese have done some pretty good exposés here and there about Reese. They do get things wrong. I've tried to call out both sides when they get things wrong, but I'm busy, guys. I do have to do other things. I have other YouTube channels. I'm trying to work when I give me work. I get overwhelmed. So both sides did good things and bad things, and now there's just an internal civil war between these two factions. But it's gotten weird. Let me just do one final thing with Knife Order. He keeps now attacking Reddit posts that are anonymous, but for a long time he was fine with Reddit posts that were anonymous, that were promoting him and exposing Reese. So anyway, but the lairdship has moved on. Public announcement: the kingdom is open again because under new management, Unrelatable Reese is open to the public again. It is no longer private. It has gone full public again. Now, you might think this is all so weird and silly, but yeah, Reese rises to the occasion because her life, even trying to give you guys the basics, like, I don't know who this woman is. What are the solid things we can say about her? Her name is Marissa. She was in Scientology a long time. In the Scientology cult, she got pushed out. She was speaking with Aaron, another grifter and lunkhead, and I'm not joking, he had an entire subreddit, first devoted to hero worship, and now to hating him. Anyway, so Aaron accidentally doxed her, and the Scientology people found out, and they forced her out. So now she's doing her Scientology training on all of us through her YouTube channel. She does various things. She does lifestyle stuff, fashion, but mainly it's about Reese, talking about Reese and her struggles being Reese and her pets and her love life, like her recent boyfriend. I am not joking with you. A predator who victimized a young girl and went off to conning people for the rest of his life, even committing bank robberies. I'm not joking with you. If you're just coming in new, this sounds like what? Sounds like a weird spy novel. That is all true. That's all factual, all documented. And then Reese betrayed him in a weird long con video where she made herself out to be her own heroine, even though she was fully helping Brett con women out of the Moonies. There you go. That is relatable, not relatable Reese in a nutshell. But now the lairships have loosened the dictatorships apparently, and you can go Publix and you can look at the unrelatable Reese. It is apparently they cleaned out. They did a World War II and they I guess executed all the pro-fascists, and they're all gone now. And there we are. There he goes, Anakin. This all sounds so silly, but I think there's something valuable here as a lesson because I do my own homework, but I got to give them a lot of points. They've caught a lot of contradictions Reese has given out, and it is so many. I've lost count that she keeps saying she was never in high school. Now she admits I was in high school. She doesn't know anything about the outside world. She doesn't know any movies, guys. I don't know movies, and she keeps citing movies all the time. It is just really hard. Like she had 3 marriages, 2 marriages. Was it 2 marriages? 2 marriages. But she was cheating. Cheating is bad, guys. Cheating is abusive, guys. Yes, she admits that she cheated, but she's okay. Not her ex-husband Jeff. He's not okay. He's part of the Jesters. The Jesters are a really big cult. They're not a big cult, and they're as evil as they're not. And anyway, they're just evil. They're racist. Apparently, they are racist. So it's all over the map with her. It is so hard to keep track of what she cares, what she likes, what she doesn't like. Very few consistencies. But I'll give her this. Apparently, her love of pets is consistent. She is a real big pet person. So that's what we know about Marissa. Her name is Marissa. She was in Scientology. She's into pets. Human beings, not so much. And she was helping Brett with his cons. Beyond that, it is really hard to say who this woman is because she keeps redefining, revising her biography so many times. And I want to just speak to Reese for a second. She did a recent video on this saying, guys, these people don't know me. Reese, many people, probably 90% of people in the world, don't want to know you. They don't want to reach out. They don't want to have physical, any kind of contact with you. And I would advise people, being serious here for a second, do not try to reach out to this woman. This woman will go to the police and make up weird stories like, oh my God, that's not me. Oh my God, I'm being stalked. Oh God. And apparently, just to top it off, Maryland is trying to get into the mix and is now threatening to get into a legal war battle with Reese unless she shuts up and apologizes and takes down video and recognizes she is Queen Marilyn of the Aaron cult. But apparently, Game of Thrones Reese is like, no, no, no. I have dragons. I will unleash my dragons. You need to shut up. You. And remember, these two were actually pretty friendly like 1 year ago. Although, to be fair, the Cold War, Cold Peace was about to break down because Marilyn needed a new grift because she was friends with other people too, DOA. And Aaron and her are still kind of okay, kind of. And she was promoting Serge and Nora, but those friendships went away, so she needed something new. So she's like, God has spaketh unto me to expose the Reeses and the Predicus. That is my mission now, guys. I must do it. I tried to stay quiet, but Reese will not let it go. Right. And Reese's story is that Marilyn will not let it go and stop talking about her. So it sounds like two beautiful African American women oppressed in America for 1,000 years, and they just can't seem to find a way to communicate. So they're just going back and forth. But on a final note, I mean, I don't know. I mean, listen, I would still recommend Knife Order's early content where he was more sensible, but he is going cuckoo crazy, criticizing Reese on even things that don't even make sense, like saying, gosh, she's just really ugly. Mind you know, Knife Order is not exactly a male supermodel, so I don't know why he's going to. She's fine, she's cute. I think Reese is attractive. However, why would that matter? What if she does look like a supermodel or doesn't look like a Why would that matter? I don't even know. I don't even know. But Reese apparently is getting a little annoyed saying, you think I'm ugly? Mr. Knife Order Tom, look in the mirror. You're really ugly. Yeah, so now we've degenerated from Reese was just a really shaky, bad criminal to she's just ugly, guys. Come on, she's just ugly. Why are you giving her money? And meanwhile, Knife Order's allied to Marilyn. And let's be very clear, yeah, if we're going to go down this road, Marilyn, you look insanely ugly. Like Reese Cleelix is way better looking on so many levels than you. But so why are we going down this road? I don't even know. I don't even know. But that's there we go. So maybe Unreliable Reese will do a full medieval breakdown of beauty standards and how things work with the online cringe. And there we go, Bucky. There we go. But yeah, future announcement, guys. I will probably do a few things on Chatversity. I did a few things. Some of them did okay, some of them did not. But yeah, that guy's a complete clown, man. And that guy does the same thing. He loves to talk about women's appearance all the time, and he looks like a fat, overgrown slug. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why do ugly YouTubers try to tell other better-looking YouTubers you're really ugly? I don't know. Maybe this is the latest algorithm trend to say your opponent is ugly. You're really ugly. So what if she is? What if she does look with like Grimace? That doesn't tell us she's a liar or she's a criminal or she's helping predators. That there's no correlation between beauty and virtue. Do I have to just explain the basics to everyone? Being good looking does not make you a liar. It also doesn't make you a truth teller. Call me crazy, but I guess that's a new grip. Okay, I now declareth Marissa the most ugly woman in all the kingdoms, like Snow White or something, and Marilynus is the most beautiful gay flower of all time. And Knife Order will be on People Magazine's sexiest fascist man of all time. He's gonna beat Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson was once considered the sexiest man alive. I guess Knife Order is the new Mel Gibson, and he is. He literally is the new Mel Gibson, and I guess Reese is a jaded ex-lover of Mel. I don't know. Anyway, you dream up your own drama. Anyway, point is, Unrelatable Reese public for now. Maybe go private again. We'll see. But the lairship is open for now. It is a public lairship for now. Well, spies all around. Well, spies all around. Spies among us. Oh, Anakin, we've also fallen to the dark side. Okay, let us get right to it. So, originally the idea was to protest kind of impotently again Marissa here. Not no 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 not relatable race. There's another Marissa and Diana Nutcase. Although at this point we're gonna have to call her Diana Nut Moneybag. So, and listen, we kind of knew this. I mean, I knew this for a fact. You knew this for a fact. But now we have super powerful receipts that yes, well, shocker, Diana was getting paid off by Aronis. Wow, shocking. The SPTV Foundation, which is not a real foundation, not a real charity, Magix, is paying to have propaganda that helps Aronis filtered to you on the YouTube. Oh, by the way, this actually may break terms of service because if you were plugging a charity or foundation, you got to give that away, stupid. Those are strict rules. Like with YouTube, if you're getting paid by a promoter or a sponsor, you have to tell us that. If Coca-Cola is funding this video, you got to say that. George Lucas, Lucasfilms, whoever it is, you have to say that, and you have to say that explicitly, which most YouTubers do. They're like, hey, yeah, Aronis does that, saying, guys, I'm being paid off by this sponsor. Here is Ek Her. Buy my Ek Her. I'm being sponsored. Even Aaron does that. But somehow, Diana, in her old videos, and she's taken almost all of them away, 90 plus videos, gone. I don't believe in any video. And she did. She plugged the foundation. She defended Aronis. She defended Aronis a lot. And that was always like a dilemma with her because she puts herself out as this super woke feminist. She sees racism anywhere. Like, I, a Hispanic man, Latino male, by saying the word Latino to her, that's racism. Yeah, try to figure out that huge whatever. Oh, by the way, I just saw a thing with some of the Latino stars of Star Wars. One of them is a full-blown Mexican. Yeah, they call themselves Latino. It's not a thing. I mean, I'm sure some Latinos are like, well, that's not precisely the right way to say it. You know, we belong to. Anyways, but let us get to the thing. So, and to be fair, there's a longer story here. Okay, I'm going to try to keep it brief. So Diana has had a few love affairs and mixed relations with, men. And she has a pattern of threatening men. Now, to be fair, some of these men might have a very dated record, but we have some dilemmas. So one of them, David Love, was, again, maybe not a great activist, but he was an activist exposing Narconon. Narconon is a front group for Scientology, right? So, seems like an activist. Apparently, he and Diana had a relationship. It turned bad, and he disappeared. Literally, he just disappeared. He's gone now. What happened? We don't know. Anything nefarious? We don't know that either. But again, when you expose Scientology, you are going to be subjected to a lot of harassment and stalking. So, that is a thing. That is a thing. So, how to deal with this? Well, on the one hand, yeah, physical threats are physical threats. Now, you can take them seriously or not, but that is the record. So, I don't know what game this woman is playing at all, but she does have a consistent record of just being really foul-mouthed, extremely toxic, prone to fights, so on and so forth. And whenever she's challenged, just does a lot of insults, ad hominems, and tries to shift the blame back onto you. And that's her consistent record. She also likes to stress, guys, I'm not monetized. I don't make money from the YouTube channel. Right, but she does have the Cash App and the whole thing. So she pretends that, guys, it's about altruism. She actually did a video of this. Guys, either you have altruism or you don't. There's no other ways. Either you're in it for the right reason or you're not. So the fascistic group leader, Aerosmith Levin, is barely, he's here for the right reasons. He's here for the right reasons. But let us get right to it. And Aronis keeps striking my channel, so this will have to be insanely brief. Insanely brief. But this is her. This is her voice. This is who she is. Listen up.
And I want to say thank you very much. You helped me when I needed it. And so your foundation is not a joke. It's really there to help people that are victims of Scientology.
So I did the double, triple, quadruple checking. Apparently that video, for now, it could be privated. There are many ways to do this. On Aaron's channel, Growing Up in Scientology, is gone. He pulled it. And let's be very clear, that is a friendly interview. And he rarely does lives of that size. The only lives that are comparable over 3 hours are his Tom Cruise, not real Scientology protest videos, right? Those run from 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours, right? It's usually going to be an hour and a half, 2 hours for those live streams, even the big ones. So one over 3 hours interviewing someone, that's pretty rare. So it's going to stick out. And it is gone. And again, to be fair, it could be Diana Nutcases. Oh, could you please take it away? Oh, sure. Yeah, the women's. I love the women's. I love women's. And just for extra super confirmation, like, oh, I don't like you. I don't trust you. You tell me the Austrian painter people are bad. Austrian painter? Fascist? What? Nax? What? Who cares? Who cares? You're the problem, you Hollywood weirdo. You Zack Snyder. You even admit it. You Zack Snyder fan. Talking about women? Okay. I guess I need to go to the Central Diana Feminist Central Committee as a man. Can I talk about a woman or their body? No! Application denied! Okay. Anyway, in that cases. This is Aaron's greed and ego and insanity. He has parts of the interview in his shorts. That's right. He's still trying to monetize this interview. He's getting rid of the main interview, the 3 hour one. That's gone. But it still exists in fragments in the shorts, as well as other places. So you're like, huh? Like, so there's no doubt this video does exist. He did make it. He's still trying to make money from it. But now the 3 hour version with her confession, that version is gone. You're not going to find that version. At least not on his main channel. Gee, I wonder why. It could be Diana Nutcases, as usual, overplayed her hand. Right, now listen, I want to be very clear. I have no official ties to these people, but these are the facts. She deliberately tried to censor a channel. She deliberately tried to destroy a blog based on lies. I prove these are lies. She's admitting these are lies. She's saying, I don't know who this person is. And now she's blatantly saying, I know who the person is, and giving away private information, breaking all kinds of rules. We'll put that aside. Has a record, a proven record. We have police reports. The victims have come forward. Oh, you need to talk to Elston's a Scientologist. I don't care if he's the wild man of Borneo. That is not relevant. That is not relevant. That is irrelevant. That is radically irrelevant. That is your record. You have a habitual record of threatening people, and a lot of them are men. Don't worry, she's not pro-woman. That's another lie. And now you're blatantly admitting, yeah. And I'll be fair, she didn't say it's money. Saying, yeah, the SBTV Foundation helped me out. Why would they do that? Oh, by the way, I love how Honor thinks is, yeah, I'm like part of SPTV, but I don't really put that in my videos. Well, we're not stupid. Clearly, you're getting money. Aaron admitted this in his war with Nora. He admitted it, saying, I don't know why you're so upset, Nora. I gave you money. I gave your mother money. And Nora, caught red-handed, had to admit, said, oh, it's true, guys, you gave me the money. Even though she was a volunteer for the foundation. You know, a volunteer. Oh, I don't get a paycheck. I mean, I got a paycheck, but, I didn't get a paycheck. All right. But I'm the bad guy. I'm the OSA agent. Even when I have the receipts, I have the facts, I have the timeline, I'm the bad. I'm doing click. This is not clickbait videos. This is not clickbait, guys. These are all the receipts. And unlike the Church of Uranus, I'm actually trying to be fair. I may fail. I may have done a lot of horrible things and a lot of things to be regretful in my life. But with Aaron and his cast of maniacs, I have over-tried, double, triple tried to take devil's advocate position. So to be fair, Aaron has left those videos untouched as far as I know. So he does readily admit, yeah, he's handing out paychecks to his friends or ex-friends. So yeah, I don't know what kind of foundation or charity is deliberately handing out paychecks to do propaganda. That would seem to be illegal. We do know of some foundations that do that. Oh, Scientology does that. That's right. It pays people off. It pays off Louis Farrakhan. It pays off Catholics. It pays off priests. But that's not bribery. That's just an interfaith discussion. Guys, it's the Nation of Islam. It's just beautiful black people. They want to explore the religious philosophy of Dianetics. They're bringing Farrakhan and Hubbard and their delicious theologies together. It's just a theological discussion. It's not propaganda. Right. And you can call it what you like, but as a human being, as an American, no, I don't want to subsidize that. I don't think we should be subsidizing it. Call me crazy, guys. Fascist propaganda should not be subsidized. You want to do that, do it on your own dime. Call me crazy. So Diana and Aaron and Liz, Gail and Nora, for all those years, you were gaslighting, lying, insulting, slandering me. Forget it. Forget it. Okay? We're done. People are sick. People are corrupt. You've been breaking the law. You're a bunch of terrorists. That is not exaggeration. That is what you're doing. And when you get called out, you try to destroy people, their reputations, their channels, their business, their livelihoods, their lives. Why? Because they said, oh, it turns out Aaron has a corrupt pyramid scheme that is akin to the Austrian painter people, which is all true. Which is all true. I proved it's true. I'm going to keep proving it's true. That's your legacy. That's your life. So please shut up. And whatever bad things I've done would be irrelevant. Those are still facts. You did those things, not me. Have a good day. Well, now the fun can begin. So hopefully you've seen the video with, yes, the devastating self-admission by Marissa. And by the way, I am not giving her any points. Let me explain what's really going on with SPTV, which is this alleged ex-Scientology movement. I guess the best you can call it is a neo-Scientology movement, no pun intended, because I'm using the neo name and neo imagery. Anyway, neo-iconography. Anyway, let us get to it. So we're going to play the confession and work through it. And listen, I think I know what's going on. Because now Aaron has this over her, right? If it seems obvious, money exchanged hands, he can say from now on, corrupt, you took my money, you took my money. So she's not being nice. She's getting rid of the issue, saying, okay, I'm going to admit it. Yeah, Aaron helped me. Okay, so all these years of controversy, what is Aaron up to? He is creating a neo-fascist cult that's just a pyramid scheme. That's all it is. There's nothing complicated. It will do some play acting protesting, right? It's got to keep up appearances. And I'm sure Aaron actually does dislike aspects of Scientology, but he doesn't really care. This is just play acting. He's just acting for the money, for the clout, for the fame, and the power. That's all this is. That's all this is. But let's get to the confession, and then we will work through it. Because it is astonishing.
So your foundation is not a joke. It's really there to help people that are victims of Scientology.
So I did the double, triple. All right, now to not go too crazy, what does this mean about Marilyn in her recent campaign? Because we're stating the obvious here. Of course, we can call it the hypocrisy, which has a double, triple aspect. So recently, Marilyn has gone against Miss J. Who is she? She is the mod for Apostate Alex, who does a lot of protesting in Britain. Now, again, I am not endorsing anyone here. You can recognize all these people do quote good things, but you got to be clear. It is a very partisan, very toxic sphere. I'm not endorsing anyone. I'm just stating what is happening. Okay, so the dilemma is that Apostate Alex and Miss J clearly do not like a lot of what Aaron is doing and has done. So Marilyn is trying to be, I am better than you because Miss J, apparently disabled, is getting money from the government. So she's trying to be like, you lazy. You're taking that government money, you're stealing money, you're not disabled at all. Marilyn is not British. She's not a British citizen. So clearly, pretty obviously she's trying to bait her audience to contact the British government. I don't know. And some of her British fans to call the government to try to cut off the money. I mean, we're going to put aside how incredibly, what are we doing here? But that's the Aaron cult in action. If you disagree, they're going to try to destroy you. And hey, oh, the first step, try to destroy your job. It's like she doesn't work. Apparently she's getting enough through disability. Oh, we're going to have to cut off the disability checks. You're not even a British citizen. You're not a part of this. How could you formally complain? You can protest it. What are we doing here? You're going to go to merry old England. You're going to hang out with the king and queen and say, you need to cut off Miss J. I mean, the insanity, the levels of insanity here are enormous. But check out the argument, guys. It's like, look at this woman, corrupt, just getting that money. Getting that money. Who does she think she is? And her friend, Diana Nutcase, doing the same thing. Now, be careful. Marissa does not explicitly say she's getting money, but you can kind of piece it together saying, well, you're getting help. You're an ex-Scientologist and you're bowing and praying to the Church of Uranus. You can make a very high probability, like 99%. Oh, you got a paycheck. You got money from Aaron. Aaron has acknowledged this, by the way, guys. In other cases, with Nora and other people, he does give money. He brags about it. Like, I'm giving money. I'm not giving all the money, guys. All this lying, all the grifting. I'm giving away the money. Giving money to your own loyalist, your own propagandist, that's not charity, Aaron. That's not charity at all. Everyone knows what this is. It's a payola scheme. That's what it is. It's a pyramid scheme. Obviously, it is not hard to figure out. So, yeah, this is where we are, lying in the ruins. But Marilyn, who is not from the Scientology cult, she was in a cult. She was a cult survivor. But really, you're not an ex-Scientologist. But now you got to wonder, guys, is she getting a paycheck too? I don't know. Seems all very suspicious. Let's be generous that Marilyn is not getting a paycheck. Well, you got to make money somehow. So she's doing all these expose videos on Brett. What she's not doing right? She's focused on how Marissa, Relatable Reese, was helping this monster, right? Brett being helped by that Marissa. We're going to talk about that. But what about Aaron, who platformed and made Scoville bigger, right? The lifeboat got really big because Aaron promoted it several times. Marilyn is like, I can't seem to remember. I don't remember that. I don't remember that. Oh, by the way, there's a video circulating where Marilyn says straight up, I don't care about female victims. I don't care. Okay, I hope life goes good. I'm moving on. I don't care. Right? So it's like, wait a minute. But with Brett, you're crying about the female victim. Well, that's pretend. So anyway, so this whole clown show, and we're not even getting into the Nazism. Oh yeah, Marilyn's helping the Nazis. Oh, don't worry, Aaron beat her to the punch. He was more than willing to work with Nazis, anti-Semites, outright fascists, for the money, to make himself more popular and bigger. So we have a fascist, well, neo-fascist cult, of neo-Scientologists who are actively helping predators, con artists, thieves, liars, and propagandists. But that's okay, because they're fighting Scientology. Well, anyone with a brain would say, this doesn't feel like it's fighting Scientology. It's like the Process Church. It is Scientology. It's just a splinter group on camera. Oh, yeah, all Hubbard and Muskogee evils. But secretly, that's not what's really going on. Right? They're screaming and shouting one thing, but then you really pay attention. It's like, oh, I get it. The Hubbard Miscavige Scientology, bad. But the new Scientology, the Aarontology, Reese-tology, Marissatology, that's good. That's great. The new fascism, oh, it'll work this time, guys. Oh, we got rid of the bad parts. Oh, Hubbard Miscavige. Oh, no. These predators are good predators. My criminals are good criminals, guys. My lies are good lies. My evil is good evil. Guys, I can't explain it. I'm a blue evolving panda. I'm the most beautiful blue evolving panda of all time. I have overcome the humanities. I am a god. And as a good said unto me, saying to myself, help the other good and help this crazy woman, and I shall become the greatest, most evil, not really anti-Scientology cult leader of all times. Right. And in the background is Karen, who Marissa says she's going to expose, hasn't done anything. But I'm the bad guy here, right? It's like, well, I don't know. It seems like, helping Nazis, fascists, racists, that's bad. No. But that's where we are, where the Aaron cult. And to be fair, I don't know if Aaron knows, although obviously he does. He keeps up with this stuff. Marilyn is his mod. They're friends. So clearly Aaron knows. He just doesn't care. So now that is what SPTV is, and that is alleged charity. It is full-blown a fascist corporation embracing everything. Nazism, homophobia, you name it. Oh, they'll embrace the other thing. The pro-gay, the pro-woke. They don't care. Whatever works. Whatever that day of the week, it's like, yeah, today, oh, today, oh, yeah, I love it. Oh, God, I love pink guy. Oh, God, I'm honest. Okay. Wait, I thought Nora is no longer my friend. The Church of Uranus now liquidates any and all former relations with the gay. Okay, all right, got it. And wait, now we're back to, yeah, Sergius. Oh, I thought Sergius was not. I am pro-gay, guys. I'm pro-gay again. I was never anti. Oh, I love women. Wait, wasn't Brett a predator? Guys, no, we're not talking. He said some stuff on the phone. Guys, I now formally liquidate all relations between Lifeboat and growing up in Scientology. Yeah, anyone with a brain will know what's happening. It's just a shell game. We get rid of one predator, we get another predator. We get rid of one Nazi, we get another Nazi. And it's at all levels, in the background, they're on the edges, sometimes they're in the front. But it's the same clown show the whole time. And there we go. But I'm the bad guy for pointing out, racist, fascist, Nazi grifters and the predators. They're bad people. Oh, I'm the bad guy. Even though Marissa Diana Nutcase is getting the paycheck. And she's whining and moralizing, oh, those are clowns. What do you think you're doing? You're not real activists. You're doing it for the money. Okay, yeah, that's where we are now. Blatant lying, blatant hypocrisy, blatant anti-Semitic fascism and racism, and whining about the racism, the racisms. And now you're complaining Miss J gets a paycheck from the British government. Don't you see the evil here? This woman is getting paychecks she didn't earn. Well, Marilyn, I know a few people who are getting paychecks they didn't earn. I mean, propaganda is hard, saying Aaron is a god, but apparently Diane Nutcase could do that. Yeah, but anyway, we're gonna move on now, if we can, from the this fascist regime, if we can. I guess with this permission from Aaron, he's like, oh no, you have to stay. Well, we're gonna leave the fascist. Sorry.